Almost everyone knows Pittsburgh's history as the home of the United States steel industry that helped build America in the early 1900s. But Pittsburgh's industrial might wouldn't be possible without artificially raising the three rivers, the Allegheny, Monongahela, and the Ohio, to allow for commercial shipping. But these economic strides encouraged exponential industrial growth, polluting the air and water, deteriorating the river by using it as a waste dumping ground, and making it difficult to live in the city. It wasn't until the 1940s when significant work had begun to restore the river's health. The Port of Pittsburgh remains as the second busiest inland port in the country, but you can frequently find people exercising, biking, or relaxing in boats along the Riverfront Trail, which stretches throughout the entire waterfront. It does not look like the polluted city that it once was, but downtown's riverfront is misleading. Point State Park and the North Shore attracts people on a daily basis, but right across the river near the Duquesne Incline and the West End Bridge are some of the least developed and visited areas. These under-maintenance and sometimes unsafe places are scattered throughout the riverfront, but they will not go unnoticed as one nonprofit which seeks to activate and celebrate them is Riverlife.
The rivers are the calling card for the region. They are our competitive advantage in many ways. And I think Riverlife's work over the past 23 years helped to reinforce that competitive edge. It's not just about creating the places, it's about creating with people these experiences. And the places themselves are really the byproduct.
It is essential to keep the UN Sustainable Development Goals in mind when speaking about sustainable development, especially for cities. As stated in UN Sustainable Development Goal number 11, make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Riverlight's vision ensures that such standards are met in creating a thriving world-class riverfront.
They are really the signature public realm for the region, not just the city. Point State Park and the riverfront trails and all of that are the sort of front door of the city, and everybody should be welcome to hang out on the porch.
Point Park and its adjacent developed riverfronts provide a glimpse to the future of what landmarks on the riverfront can be. Places of life, safety, inclusivity, and health for its humans and wildlife. Areas are turned from uninviting growth into areas of recreation. But these two parks are only a fraction of the 15 miles that Riverlife envisions as part of its recent masterplan. When the Completing the Loop vision was published, 41% of the loop scored low based off of 4 technical assessments: connectivity, place, ecology, and maintenance. Let's look at the West End Bridge and Battaglia area, the worst rated locations on the scorecard.
The West End Bridge is a historic bridge. It's a beautiful bridge and a beautiful space, but it's really not very accessible. And the communities around the West End Bridge are some of the least connected. The Battaglia site was owned by the Battaglia family. It was a sort of tote pound car storage lot. It is now owned by Alcacing. They are going to be building a big giant tunnel there for their deep tunnel project, which is required of them by the EPA in order to clean up our waters. What we hope is that in addition to building some connectivity to the West End Bridge, we can also use that site and some other adjacent spaces to connect the West End to the Station Square area further upriver, and then even beyond to the south side and the Gap Trail, which goes all the way to Washington, D.C.
With Riverlife's guidance, it ensures that the investments made in these areas will have maximum impact in developing another safe, accessible area on the loop. To ensure that completing the loop is inclusive, it must involve a combined effort from multiple public and private enterprises. Voices from all stakeholders and community members must be considered to ensure that both the project and its purpose are sustainable for the environment and the city. With better connectivity, the bridge can provide an amazing view of the city without compromising safety. To help gather support for the West End Bridge and complete the loop vision, Riverlife is planning a community market event located in Manchester, a historically significant district, but also a neighborhood that has become a food island for the large highways that were built in the mid-late 1900s.
I believe the project started through a grant that we got that was to encourage working with a local community that was more typically excluded from the city as a whole, basically, and sort of bring them into the Riverlife world. We are working with the Manchester Citizens Council to help bring the Manchester community to the river. I think that it's really important to be collaborative with with other people who we overlap with. We each have our lane, but we create a road. In a smaller city like Pittsburgh, we go a lot further if we work together.
Pittsburgh can recover from its past pollution and unregulated planning. West End Bridge and Manchester are the first steps in the process of completing the loop, and to celebrate these historic places acknowledges the past and it teaches us how we can better design a city.
We believe in the urban environment. That's why we do what we do.
In the next few decades, many existing projects will need maintenance, and some may be replaced by newer infrastructure. By then, Pittsburgh will be a few steps closer to becoming a sustainably thriving world-class city.